Okay, so we left off last time talking about this line that we sort of eyeballed and that we used to find out what the pollution level might be in 2030. And the question that we left off with was how do we actually find this line rather than just eyeballing it? And more so if we had just tons of data points and it was a longer period of time and we just physically we can't look at all this data and do that eyeballing. Is there any systematic approach to doing it? And the answer is yes, there is. So I'll try to tell you about that right now. First, we need to figure out what we know. uh, what we do know about this example is that what we're trying to do is fit a line. Whatever it means to fit a line, I don't know what this means yet, but we do know what a line is. So from like algebra class, you know that there is like y equals mx plus b. And what does this mean? This means that whatever is your dependent variable is equal to some number. This is a constant, by the way, times your independent variable plus some constant b, right? And so any line that you could graph in 2D can be represented using this metric. So we want to find, effectively, if we want to find out what this line is, that corresponds to basically finding out what is M and what is B in this particular situation. And so we'll like revisit this later to find out exactly how to find M and B. But I guess what I wanted to tell you in this video was how do we go forward? Knowing what we don't know, knowing what we know and finding out what we don't know, how do we go about that process? And so let's say you give me a year number. So you give me a year number. I'm going to store that in the variable x. This is almost like a computer science thing, but I'm going to store that in a variable x. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to perform the computation m times x plus b, and I'm going to store that in my prediction for y pred, let's say, right? And so this will give us the prediction for y given some value for x. And the assumption is, let's say that we know what m and b are supposed to be. Later on, we'll figure out how to get them. But for now, you sort of know how are we supposed to take in our input and get the prediction for the output.